Various studies have outlined the significance of habitat destruction via fire or logging incidences and the impacts on wildlife within the environment. It is widely known that fire destruction can eliminate food and habitat availability for many species, and logging again destroys habitats.
A study was conducted in which animals were captured in several styles of traps, then recorded for analysis and data interpretation. A variety of species were obtained during the trapping period of the study, including various reptile, amphibian, and mammalian species. The original aim of this experiment was to record the number of species existing within the Helidon Hills region and determine if there is any correlation between logged or burnt areas and species numbers. Unfortunately, due to time restraints and limited data collected, it was required that a revised aim be developed. This revised aim was to determine the habitat in which the brush-tailed possum species is most abundant in within the Helidon Hills region.
This study was conducted in accordance with the Terrestrial Vertebrate Fauna Survey Guidelines for Queensland. However, as stated by the guidelines, numerous sources of variation can affect results of surveys. These sources include biases, climate conditions, and the trap competition. In order to reduce these variables, certain practices were utilised, such as even distribution of traps, even number of traps on each property, and a variety of habitat densities utilised for trap placement.
Having an equal number of traps on each property ensured an equal chance of capturing animals and reduced bias from the properties. The traps utilised for this study consisted of 8 Elliott lines, each with 10 traps 20 metres apart, 8 cage traps, one placed halfway along each Elliott line, and 3 lines of pitfall traps 50 metres apart. Soil plots were also used as a non-intrusive method to obtain tracks in the area. Each morning, traps were checked to see if operational or not, or if they contained an animal. If an animal was present in a trap, it was taken out for identification. This identification included the measurements listed here. These measurements allowed us to determine if the animal had been trapped previously or not. If it had, it could give an indication as to the health status of the individual and potentially the species population if further research is conducted. The correlation between fires and logging on the properties cannot be determined with the limited information obtained from the 5 sites over a 3-day period. It can, however, be noted that of the variety of habitats present within the region, the dry sclerophyll forest habitat present on the Valmar site resulted in the most brush-tailed possums being trapped, along with several other species. From this study, it was concluded that brush-tailed possums were most abundant in the sclerophyll forest habitat present at the Valmar site, and this is the site that had the greatest success of trapping species.